Hello, and yet another warm welcome to Tuesdays at 2, a little broadcast where I talk about a particular subject that is important in career management. Now, if you want a subject you're wondering about, I'm more than happy to do a Tuesdays at 2 specifically for you. So, anything to do with career management, I will be here for you, and I'm more than happy to prepare a Tuesdays at 2 for you. So, this is episode number 118. So the title to today's Tuesdays at 2 is A Friend Accepted an Interim Management Position. What is that? So interim management is becoming more and more prevalent in today's recruitment. It's more for the more mature professional. So somebody maybe at the latter end of their career who is wanting to embrace a new challenge. So basically, in a nutshell, break it down to the basics. It's a temporary leadership position where your skill set, and each one of you viewing today and the repeat, have a particular niche, a particular skill set is wanted for a particular time. It might not be available internally, or they want to bring in an external expert to shake the business up. And that's what a lot of executive recruiters in interim management are looking for on their mandate. So normally the appointment is for a fast turnaround, a fast action. So somebody who's very passive probably couldn't fill an executive interim management position. So basically, it's a temporary leadership position with a particular, specific, and often very challenging and demanding mandate. So it can come on short notice without shackles of full employment. So to give you an example, executive recruiters in full-time executive recruiting and interim management, and we will talk about how to get into interim management in a couple of minutes, have called me at 8 o'clock at night, and want me to go on my database to see if I've got a CFO or a CEO or a COO, because they want to start the following day or the following Monday. It's that quick. It's not like normal executive recruitment. So it could be call this afternoon to start tomorrow, Thursday or Friday, or sometime next week. So it's a very, very quick process. It happens so quickly because interim management are required like ASAP. So it's to fill a particular and often very demanding and challenging mandate. Maybe an illness. An executive has fallen sick or gone on maternity leave. So it's to fill a particular precise mandate. It could be very in crisis management oriented. It could be for a major restructure or turnaround where they want somebody to come in, fresh blood, fresh minds, to look at the business and to act decisively, maybe not something for an internal candidate. So think about, if you're going to go towards interim management, think about that challenge because it can be very demanding. Now, anybody got any comments, any questions, not just related to today's topic, but it could be related to career management? Please put them in the comments and I will answer them as I go through. So interim management, I see, is really growing in stature. There are a lot more corporations, companies across the world, not just here in Canada, but across the world, looking for interim management executives. As I say, it's more people at the executive level and at the latter end of their career with a specific skill set, a specific function, a specific silo. So the tenure can be anything from a few weeks to sometimes it leads, if you did a good job, they may terminate somebody internally or there is already a space to fill and it can end up as a permanent position. So I've seen many of my clients who've taken interim management positions turn up as a lead to a permanent position, but it can just be for a few weeks. Some people go from one interim management to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. They don't want to go back into a full-time gig, a full-time employment. They like that challenge that gets their blood growing, their adrenaline going, because there is a demand. But also it can be very, very financially beneficial. So they tend to pay above the normal rate. And of course, you are not an employee, so you're a contract employee. So that will entitle you to more money. So yeah, it can be very, very, very financially rewarding. And it's also can be very negotiable. So you will start off at a certain level, and then you maybe get, if you perform and you do this and you do that, part of the mandate, then you get more pay. So that you need to be very acutely aware of what your mandate is and the milestones to get to a higher salary as you accomplish that particular mandate. Please feel free if anybody's got any questions. I'm more than happy to answer them. So yeah, it can be very financially rewarding. Now, how do you get those jobs? Well, they're not normally advertised on the job boards. In fact, very few jobs, if you've been listening to me on Tuesdays at 2 and watch my YouTube channel, are advertised anyway. They are normally coming through executive recruiters. Now, just about 5 or 6 years ago, I only knew about 3 or 4 or 5 interim management executive recruiters. Now I know many, many, many in various cities across the world. A lot of the global executive recruitment firms and the domestic flagship executive search firms have now appointed executive recruiters specifically, nothing else, specifically to do interim management. And their job, their mandate is to go and source these interim candidates fast, like I said a few minutes ago. Fast. It could be an appointment starting tomorrow morning. It's that fast. So there are many executive recruiters in interim management. That is all they do. They don't do full time, but they work on the same company, or the same recruitment firm. So they're not normally advertised. It's a very niche recruitment, and that's how you are going to get your next job if you are in interim management. So it's all career management, as I've been talking about many, many times, every Tuesday at 2 and all my other presentations, is all about relationship management. So if you are contemplating interim management, maybe later on this year or next, start building relationships with executive recruiters in interim management now, because that doesn't happen overnight, but the recruitment happens overnight, and it's fast. It really is fast. So there are specific executive recruiters. So if you're interested, call up the reception and ask for the name of the executive recruiter who specializes in interim management, and then see if you can get your foot in the door and your name on their particular database. So when there's something that becomes available with your skill set, your niche skill set, for a new challenge, a demanding challenge, an interim management position, you will be called. So that just about wraps it up. Anybody got any comments? I'm more than happy to answer them. Anybody want a free, no obligation resume critique? I'll put there's my email address at the bottom there. I'm more than happy to give you 30 minutes of my time for a free, no obligation resume critique. I'll go through it from top to bottom, or a LinkedIn audit, or a combination of the two. I will go through your LinkedIn audit from LinkedIn from top to bottom too. And I'm really passionate about helping people and reach their career goals. Now, if interim management is on your radar, then hopefully you've gained a little bit of information today about interim management, and it is growing. So more and more corporations are looking for executives to be parachuted in for a particular time with a particular challenge. So unless I have any other comments or whatever, I'm more than happy to take any comments. Please go to my YouTube channel where I have many YouTube videos talking about various things to do with executive career management. Our next topic, and this is bound to bring in lots of people, is what is an ATS resume? An ATS resume slash CV, automated tracking system. That is the particular resume that has to go through that scanning application. So join me next week for another Tuesdays at 2 when we will talk about an ATS resume, an ATS CV. And meanwhile, please feel free to email me on that address below with your resume. Say you watch me on Tuesdays at 2, and I'm more happy to address your needs, and we can have a Zoom call wherever you are in the world. More than happy to Zoom you, and we can go through your resume from top to bottom, your CV from top to bottom, and your LinkedIn. And please go onto my YouTube channel and press the subscribe button and the bell button, where you will be notified of any future videos to come. So have a great week. Always manage your career 24/7, 365. Career management brings you huge rewards.